In this video, I will explain why the method of squaring two-digit numbers in the previous video works. And so the idea of the method is that we want to square a number. I will call that number x. So x represents any number that we like to square, and then we want to find x squared. And then we think about x squared as being x times x. And so in the method, we take one of the x here, and we would try to round it up or down into a multiple of 10. Let's say that I want to round this down into a multiple of 10. So I need to subtract a quantity from it. I will call that quantity k. So this x here will become x minus k. And then if I subtract a quantity k from the first x, then I have to add the exact same quantity to the second x. So this x here will become x plus k. And in the method, I would multiply these two new numbers, x minus k and x plus k, and I would need to add the square of the quantity that I subtract or add to the original numbers to it. And so the quantity that I add or subtract to the original number here is k, so I would need to add k squared to this quantity. And the method say that, hey, if I do that, then it's going to give me the results that I want to calculate in the first place, which is x squared. And so essentially the reason why the method works is because of this equation here, x minus k times x plus k squared is equal to x squared. That's the reason why the method works. And then if you like algebra, you can FOIL this out and you simplify it. And then after you FOIL this out and simplify, the left side of this equation will become the right side. And so this equation is an identity. And that's the justification for the method. Now, but in this video, I like to show you a way to think about this identity here a little bit more geometrically. So let's think about it. Let's think about the picture for this, right? So imagine that you have a square now. So I'm going to draw a square here. And let's say that the side of the square here is x. So the side is x. Now, if the side of the square here is x, then the area of the square here, so the area of the square here that I just draw will be x times x. The area of a square is the product of two sides, or the square of the side, and so that's going to be equal to x squared. Okay. Then imagine that you cut out a little square from this bigger square here. So I'm going to draw a little square here. And I will say that the side of the little square that I cut out is k. So this is k and this is k. If this is k and this is k, then the area of the little square here, area of the little square, going to be k squared. And so if I cut it out from the bigger square, then it tells me that the remaining area will be x squared minus k squared. So this remaining area right here, that's the remaining area, x squared minus k squared. Now, I can also think about the remaining area in a slightly different way. So imagine that I look at this little rectangle over here, and then imagine that I cut that out. If I cut that out from the remaining area, so I remove it, and I move it down here, rotate it a little bit, and attach it right here. If I attach it right there, then what I get is a slightly larger rectangle. This rectangle that I just highlight right here. This rectangle that I highlight right there will have the same area as the remaining area that we saw before. So this larger rectangle here would have area of the rectangle here going to be equals to x squared minus k squared as well. But then the area of a rectangle is the product of its two sides. And let's think about the two sides of the rectangle I just got here. So this side over here, this guy right here, is the same as this side here. And this side here, what is it? Well, this whole thing here is x, and this part here is k, and so this side over here will be x minus k. And so I have x minus k as one of the sides of the big rectangle. And what about the other side? This side right here, it consists of this, which is x, and then this part right here, which is k, and so the whole thing is going to be x plus k, which means that the area of the rectangle, of the big rectangle that we have here, this guy right here, would be x plus k times x minus k, product of two sides. And so what I have here is x plus k times x minus k is equal to the area of this rectangle, but I know that the area of that rectangle is already x squared minus k squared. And so I have x plus k times x minus k is equal to x squared plus minus k squared. If I move the k squared over, then that gives me x plus k times x minus k plus k squared is equal to x squared, which is the identity that we need to explain why the method of squaring two-digit numbers from the previous videos works. Thank you, and let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comments.